Whoa, live with Psychic Stina. Hi, sweet girl queen, it's Psychic Stina. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hi, you guys. Hi there. Hi, Jersey Rabbit. I know it's you, Deandra. I'm just being funny. I'm just being stupid. Isn't that okay? Thank you. Oh. Thanks, Purple Pot. My Psychic Stina song, do you like it? My boyfriend came up with it. He sings it better than I do. Hi there. I don't do free readings. I do paid readings on these and collective readings for everyone, but I don't do like personal free readings. So that I do not do. I do not do, but I was going to go. Oh, I'm so glad you love it. Um, I was going to do a collective on the week of New Year's week. That's right, it's New Year's week. Does everybody have plans for the end of the week? Are you just like, is anybody going out of town, or what do you guys do for New Year's? You guys have plans for the end of the week? When's New Year's? Sunday? Sunday? So let me see here. I do pull a card. Hi, Melissa. Just working. Oh, yeah. What are you doing, Purple Pot? What do you do for work? Me too. Me too. I am just a working myself. No plans. No plans. Yeah, we do not have plans for New Year's. I'm going to be going live. I'll be going live on New Year's. Content moderator. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. I'm a content creator, and that's what I'm going to be doing for New Year's, is creating content. Hi, Clayton. Hi there. Hi, Pedro. I sent my book out. I don't know, to the people who sent me their email addresses. I don't know if anybody on here sent me their email addresses for my book. But I sent out my book today. So you should have gotten it and are halfway done with reading it. No, I sent it out like an hour ago. Okay, so healing the heart. Are we healing again? How's everybody feeling? Scale of 1 to 10. No, scale of 1 to 5. Let's make it a smaller scale. Scale to 1 to 5. How happy are you? No, you can send me your email address, Melissa. Of course, I'll send it to you. But yeah, DM me your email address and I'll send you my book. Absolutely. 4. Purple Pot. So on the scale of 1 to 5. So 5 being super happy. We got a 4, a 3, a 2, a 4. 2 out of 5. Pedro's a 2 out of 5. I would say I'm a 4. I feel like I'm a 4. Okay. Okay. So anxiety level, scale of 1 to 10. 10 being like super anxious. 1 being just chill. Like, how are you guys feeling anxiety wise? 1 to 10. So we got, not anxious at all. Pedro is feeling a 5 on anxiety. Mohin is a 9. We got some 5s going on. Some 5s, like just like a stable level of anxiety, like in general. You were a 10 earlier. Oh, you had a panic attack. Oh, I'm sorry, girl. I had a hissy fit today. So I would say earlier today I was probably a good 7, 7 or an 8. I maybe a 7. I bitched about it. I didn't mean to bitch. I didn't mean to bitch about it, but I got fearful. I get fearful, you know? I get scared. And we all get scared. We all get scared of something, you know? So 10 earlier. What'd you do to calm down? What'd you do to calm down? So we need to heal. So you had a anxiety attack earlier today, purple potato, purple pot. Yeah, your boss gave you some bad news regarding your work. Oh, like he didn't like it, or like you're gonna get fired. Like, like there's like bad news, you know? You worked out. That's good. You prayed and threw some cards. That's good. That's what I did too. Actually, I did the exact same thing. I prayed and threw some cards, and I got anxious. You're scared of being in a closed room. Ooh. They tried to squeeze me into an MRI, and I had like a panic attack, like nobody's business. Like they can't. I'm super bad claustrophobic. It's a new thing. Oh, so you might get a write up. I got a community guidelines violation on TikTok and on my live. So I was like, well, fuck, I can't go live on TikTok. So I'd like to go live on TikTok. I make money when I go live on TikTok, but I can't. It's just the people there are so toxic. They'll report you. You start organizing your crystals by chakras. That's smart. Yeah, I just got nervous. I went and I appealed their decision. They said I was like bullying. I was bullying people, but I don't think I was really bullying people. I think I was telling a scammer to go screw themselves. And so maybe that's why. So I can't like talk back to the scammers. TikTok is so whack. And so they banned my live for 2 days. But I'm like, if I go back, you're just gonna ban it for a week and then ban it for a month and then ban it forever, you know? So I don't know what to do about TikTok. And so it just made me really anxious. And TikTok depresses me, you know. I have 200,000 followers on TikTok and I can't access them. I can't access them. I can't get to my followers, and my videos don't get to my followers, and yeah, and there's just these people are so toxic on there. And if they don't like what you said, or if it's and there's a million scammers and petty girls and Bible thumpers, and they just are very fast to just hit the report button. And TikTok will go, well, they reported you, so you must be a bully, and that's it. And then they ban you, and so my account, the stuff you see on there instantly every time you check it out is scary, very raunchy. We're actually going to do a collective reading for the week. I don't do free readings. Hi there. I don't do free readings, so I don't pull personal cards to people. Oh, I love you too, Mohiniti Wari. I am going to do a collective. If you want your own reading, it is $30. It is $30 to get a reading on this live. And then you would get more than one card. You would get like lots of cards. You would get an amazing reading. It's a really good deal. So anyway, so that's what my hissy fit was about today. So tell me, Yvel, Let me see if I Evel Hanit. I like oh, well, you make your call, Purple Pot. Um, what's your anxiety level, Evel, on a scale of 1 to 10? How anxious are you? 10 being like you have a wonderful day too, Purple Pot. Like your anxiety, like being at Dank Mel's level, is a 10, like off the chain, like having a hard time, or 1 just being like totally chill. So you guys, what's your anxiety level? 10 being like out of control and 1 being totally chill. I would have to say, like earlier, sure, 4. That's not bad. It's just like a low level, like pulsing along, pulsing along. I would say I'm probably like a 3 right now. I was very anxious earlier today. Travi is a 4. You're like a 2 right now, Melissa? Yeah, I would say I'm probably a 2. I'm feeling cool. I'm feeling chill. I got my tea. It's called this tea blend, and I put some turmeric in it. But it's called Beatin' the Blues. Yeah, I still don't feel like totally back from COVID. Like we're still kind of sick around here. Um, but this tea is called Beatin' the Blues. It has like chamomile and valerian and kava kava. Maintain your relaxed mood. Made some planning earlier. What did you plan? Yes, tea. And so it's a Beatin' the Blues blend that I got locally, and that's just like a blend of all kinds of yummy stuff. And then I added a turmeric tea bag in there. So I like having turmeric, kind of have for that little anti-inflammatory thing. So healing the heart, I pulled a card, just kind of, the mood for the day is about healing. So, hi Tina. What do we need to heal from? Well, I'll just tell you a little bit more as I'm kind of shuffling. So I appealed their decision, on TikTok to ban my live. My live is Yogi Tea, Woman's Balance. That sounds good. Oh, you added turmeric and ginger too. Whoop whoop. You just don't want your boss to be disappointed to where she feels like you don't have the drive to work or like your job. Yeah. Well, most of the time people are thinking about themselves. They're thinking about like how they look as opposed to how you look. They're thinking about how they look. And so as long as you're not making her look bad. Me and Eva, we drink our tea the same way. We add turmeric to it. Whoop whoop. So I pulled a card, and I pulled 2 cards actually. I have like this really goofy deck in the living room. It's this Angel of Light sword or something. It's this angel deck. Normally I don't do angel decks, but I have this. Yeah, I was saying something about TikTok. So I pulled this card today, and it said to pray with your heart. I was like, okay, pray with my heart. And the other one was called A Perfect Storm. And it said that when you're in this perfect storm, that you have to be willing to release your attachments. You have to release your attachments. And that normally what the universe wants to take away from you, are the things that you're like closest to. And so I'm like the most paranoid about my TikTok account. Like it's like so paranoid. When you have like a huge following somewhere, it's like, it like really like gets to you, and I can't go live there, and and I kind of realized that I have to release my attachment to that account. Like I have to say, okay, you know what? I can't rely on it. I can't, because you can let it's almost like a bad boyfriend. Hi, resting fit face. TikTok is like a bad boyfriend. Like I keep trying to like impress him and love him, and he's just not calling me back, and I'm like, do you still love me? Do you still love me, TikTok? And TikTok, they're just not calling me back. They're kind of like six of pentacling me, and hey girl, and so I have to realize you pulled the Knight of Swords, ooh, Three of Swords, and the Tower. Yeah, I kind of feel like the things that we're most crazy about, the things that like when shit hits the fan, like the things that we have the most attachment to, the things that we're scared of the most of losing is what is taken from us. Has anybody noticed that? Like when you're like really scared of losing something, then you lose it and you're like, ah, like the big thing that is it's an advice from the universe spread. Oh, and then I'm live. Yeah, and so like that big thing, that big scary thing, like losing your mind, or like losing your income source, or like losing your job, or losing your, like what is that big fear in your life that you're scared of losing? But if you lost it, it's like it would be a relief, So I don't know. I kind of felt like, oh, good. I'm glad. So I kind of wonder. So anyway, so I have some cards down. I'm just putting down cards. Yeah, let's read it. Let's read our anxiety levels, shall we? Let's read it. So, confusion, competition, being popular, high trend zone. You lost your job, which you never wanted to. Yeah. Yeah, we lose things that are really dear to us. What's that all about? Some people lose their health. Some people lose, they lose the thing that's like the most valuable to them. But then, but I mean, there's certain things that like we can't lose, like our faith, and what, hi there, trend zone, and what is like most important, right? You lost pretty much everything a few years ago. 2 years recovering and starting again. Yeah, I hear ya. I've lost all my shit a couple of times. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm scared of losing all my shit again. I'm scared of that. I have a lot of fear. But I have a lot of faith too. And doing these lives every night gives me faith that, that we can connect together in a place of faith. Like we're all going to get through it, no matter what happens. No matter what happens, we're all going to get through it, and that's just the truth of it. Hi, Livy. That's just the truth of it. And but the kicker is the moon. The kicker is the moon. It's the unknown. The unknown is just such a, oh, you started doing it. Oh yeah, me too. Okay, you guys, think of what you're manifesting. Yeah, little reboots. Little reboots are important. So think about what you want to manifest. I'm looking at mine on the other side. But ask and it shall be given you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth. For everyone that asketh receiveth. So the moon, the unknown stuff is what's really getting to me. I used to know like what was going on, and now I don't know what's going on. And I used to have a lot more, I don't know, maybe maybe that's like the whole like thing to business, and even my boyfriend was kind of telling me is that he has a job, but he could lose his job at any minute. Like we all have jobs, of some sort. We could lose it at any minute, or I could not make money, I could make money. That's right, amen. But the unknown is a kicker. And so here we are, my Page of Swords, my Page of Swords card. This is my Instagram card. Instagram. I'm going live every night on Instagram, and I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I don't know. Seems right. Seems like the right thing to do. I don't know what's going to come of it. We could just be talking and doing stuff. I don't know. I don't know. But, and then there's the big sword in the sky. There's the big sword in the sky. It's like we all have a higher power of some sort. And so, is your higher power one that is abundant and forgiving? Or is your higher power judging and taking away? Like, how do you see your higher power? Do you see your higher power as something that is like giving and forgiving, or something that is cruel and mean and taketh away? Answer me that question. How do you see your higher power? Is it a good guy, or is it a bad bitch? Like, how do you see your higher power? Is it something that's cruel and unforgiving, or is it something that's kind, giving and forgiving? So you feel like big giving. You feel like you're merciful. So you guys feel like your higher power is giving and forgiving and is good. Then why do we feel like everything's going to be taken away from us at any minute, and have like these anxiety levels of like 10 and 12? And it's like, if we have this knowledge that like God, goddess, higher power, whatever you want to call it, Allah, who knows what you call it, is is this giving thing. But then we always have this fear of like this sword of Damocles hanging over our head, like this sword that could drop at any time and just chop off our head. And then we're rolling around on the ground, and we tend to overthink that God delivers us from evil. Attachment, exactly. But the world is cold. Your brain, giving and forgiving, but we need that other side too. Fire burns woods, and then it nourishes the forest. Unknown miracle, but the world is cold. So it's kind of like an interesting thought. I like to think that the universe is giving and abundant, and is and I was upset today, and I called my mom, and she was sitting on her front porch, and she turned around her camera and she showed me her mountains, the view of the mountains from her house, and the sun was setting on them, and the mountains were golden. And I thought, wow, what a big, abundant world. What a big, abundant world where like mountains are like golden a couple times a day. Like it was just absolutely amazing. Hi, Helen. Moms are amazing. And I thought, and I was kind of bitching and stuff. The mind and spirit needs to be balanced. And I think that, and I think it's common with all of us that, hi there, we're kind of talking about a higher power. And do you believe that your higher power is giving and forgiving, abundant and provident? Or do you think it's like about to take everything away from you at any moment, at any time? Or is it a little bit of both? That's kind of a good question. And I think that I have hope that the universe is like this abundant place that is beautiful and magnificent, and there's miracles just popping up everywhere. But then I have this fear that God is just going to come and take it all away, you know? And so it's like, what, so it's like, well, then what is he? Is he like a giving God, or is he a God that is like removing all of my shit from me? Right? So it's kind of just kind of food for thought. I would like to say that it's whatever you think. That it's whatever you think, whatever you think is right. If you think the world is a cool, cold, harsh place, then you're going to find a cold, harsh place. But if you think the world is good and abundant and miraculous, then you will find miracles every day. I think it's both. It's whichever you look. I'm glad that everybody is pretty much in like the same mind, that God or whatever it is a loving presence that believes in us, you know. But so then how can we protect our mind? Right, it's both. It's both. And when we are thinking and our anxiety is at like a 7, 8, 9, or 10, we're thinking, God is this harsh, evil, dangerous place, that God in the form of TikTok. I always like to talk about God in the machine. God is the machine, how he comes and he saves you from what you can't do yourself. That things happen in our lives, like the unexplained things that we have no control over, is God doing for us what we can't do for ourselves. And so sometimes that cool, or that cold cutting away, trimming the vine, where God can sometimes come in and start plucking your grapes off, and pruning the vine. And it can be painful. We can lose things, and it can be like, ouch. But that's an act of love, when God acts as the voice of, warning, don't go there, don't go in that direction, like, you need to beware, I'm giving you warnings, that's going to bite you and you're going to be unhappy. And you say, well, I thought you were like this, like, cool guy. You were gonna like take care of me and you're gonna give me everything I want, and you're gonna bless me and doing whatever I want. And they're like, yeah, but not everything in this life is good for you. You know? I mean, if everything was in our life was good for us, then crack addicts would be reverends, It'd be like Reverend Crack. um Hold on a second. There a pup out there? No. So you've been saying to yourself that everything is happening to you for your greatest good. And so sometimes the shit storms that happen in our life are positive things, and sometimes we are getting warnings. And and so yeah, so I wonder, like, Like TikTok. TikTok used to be this happy place where you could go and there were people having fun and people getting thousands of followers in a day, and it was just heaven. It was like we are having fun on social media. And now it's just a toxic war ground, and so, is TikTok like this big forgiving playground, or is it this unforgiving God? You know, what is it? And so this makes me think, you know, what is the message? What is the message? So we don't like it when things are unknown. You like to say anything formed against you shall not prosper. What do you mean by that? You think TikTok is unforgiving? TikTok is unforgiving. It's the internet. Anything formed against you shall not prosper. It's too fast. Well, it's not fair. They're not good to their creators. So they're kind of a bad boyfriend. If you are a real tarot card reader, I bet I can prove you wrong. I bet I could prove you wrong. Well, I'm not in the mood to being proven anything. We're having actually a very deep conversation, which is funny. Actually, Space Toast Coast to Coast. You are actually right on time. We are talking about this. We are talking about, how do you see God? Do you see God as this forgiving, giving, abundant master of holiness, or do you see them as this slicing and dicing, unforgiving, like something that is against you, that is going to prove you wrong and say that you are bad, 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 like judgment, judgment, judgment? It's all space dust. Well, thank you so much for playing. Thank you so much for playing. Let me see here. Oh, let me hide that. There we go. Hi, Monica. It was just somebody stupid on Twitch. I just blocked them from my thing. Um, it's me. No one is going to take away your success, dreams, and what you're destined to be. And I don't think anyone can. I don't think anyone can take that away from you. Maybe God is both. Well, well, it depends on how we see. Hi, Monica. It depends on how we perceive what's happening to us. We can perceive that our misfortunes are misfortune, and that it's restriction and it's punishment, or we don't get what we want, or it's protection. I mean, it's like the sword of how can I get that person off of here? Let me see. There we go. Hi, Say Hill. So it's a good question. He's everything. Monica says he's everything. My God is everything. Well, there's two sides to the coin. Like, here's this judgment. Like, here's the cat crossing its paws, right? It's the scales. It's the scales. When one thing is really bad, it's really good. And when one thing's really good, it's really bad. It's like everything has two sides. Everything has two sides. And it's perception. That's what it really is. Who do we perceive God to be? So then if we're like freaking out and having panic attacks and are thinking, the sky is falling, the sky is falling, then how can we change our perception? Hi, antique antenna. How can we change our perception and say, no, the sky is just getting closer, you know? So so this is kind of interesting. Hi, Alexis. So in the near future, we got the Empress meets the devil. This is like OnlyFans. um, you know, my boyfriend, he says, "Well, screw TikTok, just become an Insta hoe." You know, I don't hoe out on Instagram. And if you do hoe out on Instagram, I don't care. I wish that I could. I wish I had that body that I could hoe out on Instagram. Don't we all? Heaven and hell are real. And they're all on earth. Heaven and hell are both on earth. It's the perception. It's the perception of it, you know? And so purpose of life is working towards balance. Yeah. This moment's very special. So we got the Empress and the Devil in the near future. This is like, I don't know why I feel like this means hoeing out. I think that's so funny. Think the afterlife is real. Demons, angels, gods. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we keep getting reborn, you know? We keep getting reborn. Me and my mom had kind of a big divide. Evil wants to let the good look bad. Hmm. Deep, Monica. So the Empress and the Devil. These are two funny cards because it's naivety. You know, I'm doing a collective reading right now. In order to get a reading on this live, it's $30 USD. It's $30 USD to get a reading on this live. And I'm Psychic Stina on Cash App and Venmo. Let me see here. Your aunt told you today that connecting with spirits other than God is evil. I know, I hear you. Well, and that could be, part of my problem on TikTok could be the people thinking that I'm evil, I'm a scammer, I'm this, I'm that. Whatever. Whatever they believe, they're right, I guess. You guys know the truth. The people that come onto this live know me. Well, I don't know if you know me, but you know me more, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of fundamentalist Christians that come on and say, "Oh, this is the devil's work," and I think it's okay. It's okay. I became a reverend, Helen. I have a where is it? I got ordained. I'm an ordained minister. Check that shit out. Can you believe that? I'm an ordained minister now. Metaphysics. I'm grateful for you being here. No, I don't think. I don't think everyone is bad. I think everyone is the Buddha, everyone is the Buddha. We all have that spirit of enlightenment, you know? Yeah, I don't really see that I'm connecting with spirit either, Melissa. I don't know. I feel like I'm connecting to ideas. Does that make sense? Oh, is Space Coast to Coast still texting? I blocked their messages from my chat, so I can't see what they're saying. So tell them whatever you want. I don't know what they're saying. So they said they wanted to prove me wrong or something like that. So I whatever. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about getting proved wrong. Nobody's proven anyone wrong. Nobody's hijacking this live. Strongly non-denominational. That sounds cool, Helen. Yeah. I believe in faith, faith. Faith in whatever you believe is personal. If you have faith in nothing, then that's your personal faith. You still have faith in something. It's just you don't think anything's there, you know. I think it's cool to have faith though. I think it's cool to have faith. So, the devil and the empress. When I pull cards, do I think the message is coming from the divine? I don't know, maybe the collective unconscious? I guess it's the divine. I don't know. I think different things like where it's coming from. I I feel like it's kind of like coming from the subconscious. It's coming from the collective unconscious. That you believe in the divine, Monica. Yeah, I believe in the divine. Hi there, Ivani. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Yeah, faith is very important. There's the subconscious, and the collective unconscious. And I've always believed that our consciousness is like a funnel, that here we are and here's our consciousness and here's like the material world. And then it kind of comes to the point of like the inner self, and then it opens up into this unconsciousness that is collected and shared among all of us, that we all spit into this collective unconsciousness, that we're all kind of connected in this web, that we're one, that we're one person. And so there's like this collective unconscious, and then it comes to a point, and that point is God or whatever you want to call it. And then there's us. There's us. That's how I've always understood it, as kind of like this hourglass thing. I don't know. I've just always seen it that way. Um, ever since ever since I started like doing psychic work, like I had just this understanding of like this hourglass thing, like that we're all kind of connected in this big unconscious field that connects all of us. And so when I'm reading cards, I'm connecting to your unconscious and you're connecting to mine. And then I'm speaking the words, it's kind of coming up and coming out. And our realities are our realities. It's how we see everything. And then it's spit out in our reality. Our reality comes from this place from inside, and our understanding of our position from that collective unconscious. And then it's our reality. Yeah, we're tapping into the unconscious. Yeah, that's what I think it is. And I think that's the divine. I think that's also the divine. If it's your own strength, sure. Thank you, Antique Antenna. I can't see what Space Coast to Coast Toast, whatever his name is saying. So you were made in the divine, Monica. Well, I think we're all an extension of the divine. We all are divine. We all are like God's highest form of creation. We're all spiritual beings having a human existence. We are perfect. Like that point inside that connects us to the unconscious is this perfection. We're all come from this perfect divine place, and we're all an extension of the divine, and our experience is divine. Our experience is how we interact with the divine. you know we are the supreme power of Godhead. We are the appendage of something greater. We're God's little toe, saying this is what earth feels like when you're a little toe. We're all just a little part of this larger organism, and our experience is what adds to the collective unconscious, and what brings the universe forward. We're on a spinning ball moving through time, that's connected to other moving balls spinning through time, and we're all moving forward. But then you get outside of time, and that's where the collective unconscious is. Collective unconscious is outside of time. It doesn't have time. Everything there exists all at once, simultaneously, but yet we're still experiencing it. Nothing or nobody can change how you feel. That's good. That's good. We all are. It's good to be open-minded, but it's good to have our experience. It's good to have our experience. So I'm just kind of going back to these cards. Like, these cards are, they're when you look at cards, you kind of have like this curiosity, like, what is this curiosity? And so when you see the devil, now the devil they can say the devil, those of the past are with us. Yeah, the past, they're absolutely still with us. Those that are past and those that are in the future are with us simultaneously, all at once. They're all at once. There's a veil. And when you lift up the veil, we're sitting in a sea of time where everything is happening simultaneously, all at once. And but we have to live in a time space continuum, or else we wouldn't, it would just blow our minds off. you know we'd be dead. We'd be dead. When you're outside of time. So the devil, what is the devil? So if there's this god and he can either be, slaying and betraying and taking away, or he can be forgiving and giving and full of abundance. So there's a God that giveth and there's a God that taketh away. Then what is the devil? So Monica says it's a fallen angel. So what is the devil? I've seen the devil can sometimes even be our human nature, you know, our human nature of when of thinking that we can do it all ourselves. The devil is like, we're doing it all ourselves. We're on our own and nobody can tell me that I'm wrong. Like Space Toast Coast to Coast has a devil thing going on, that I'm the supreme being, that I control I control everything. It's the I'm in control, you know. It's drugs, it's alcohol, your ego. Oh, maybe the devil is whatever is we're in bondage to. Yeah. Hey, you're the greatest. Bravo, congratulations. Ah, thank you, lucky boss lady. You're the luckiest person that always comes in here. Thank you so much. So the devil is what we're in bondage to. Yeah, sure. And but then it comes with um outside of time is the light place. We are made of light and we return it. Devil destruction, fire reboot, search for balance, questions. Ah, thank you. So now, but what is the devil? What is the devil? And so I think this is, hi, Alexis. Yes, we're having a very deep conversation right now about anxiety. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about anxiety, but we're talking about the meaning of existence. I mean, in a way. So now what is the devil? Like say, okay, so let's go with Helen's definition of it is whatever we're in bondage to. Distraction, destruction, both. Yeah. Now, what if we're unaware? What if we're unaware that we are in bondage? What if we're unaware? Because the devil is like, okay, bondage, distraction, addiction, control, you know, thinking we're bigger than God, thinking we're greater than God. Um, but then what if we don't know? What if it's naivety? It's the devil with the Empress, because the Empress is a beautiful card. It can mean like fertility and birth and stuff, but it can also be a dumb bitch. Sometimes the Empress can kind of be just sort of like like not knowing what's going on, the Empress can be just like, okay, I'm here. It's not knowing, it's this I don't know what's going on around me, so I'm just gonna go with it. And so what if like we are stuck in bondage and we don't know it? What do you do? And so what if our anxiety is us being stuck in bondage and we just don't know? And we're just unaware. We're just unaware of it. We're unaware that we're being swept away in the sea of something that's not good for us. What if we don't know? What if we don't know? What if we don't know? But we're all constantly becoming aware. And you don't think we have a choice until we know. Yeah. I mean, it's like we are given the cards we're dealt and we learn how to play them when we're aware that we have them. But a lot of times we don't know what our cards are until they're on the table. And so we don't know, you know. Sometimes we have an idea, when I was doing meth, I knew that probably wasn't a good plan. And then by the time that I had a chance to get out of it over and over and over again, then, you know, sometimes you don't know until you know. It's kind of like scammers, when you're dealing with a scammer and you're like going along with it, like, oh, they love me and I love them. and stuff, and then they ask you to buy them a cell phone and send it to Nigeria. And then you're like, oh shit, it's the devil. you know you don't know until you get a key. um but then also the devil, I mean, I don't know the Bible like super well or anything like that. So I'm not going to pretend that so this isn't necessarily a biblical thing, but the devil was in the Garden of Eden. Aw, thank you, Evel. I'm glad I came a long way. I'm grateful I'm here too. Um, Evil, yeah. So, but sometimes the devil is also asking you to open your eyes and learn. The devil says, take a bite from the apple from the tree of wisdom. They're like, no, don't eat the apples on the tree of wisdom. You say the devil's a fallen angel. So he says, you guys, Monica and Helen, you said it at the same time. So he says, the snake, he says, take a bite of the forbidden fruit. And the forbidden fruit is knowledge. And so going along, they wanted to be mightier than God. They wanted to know more than God. Or is it a quest for understanding? Because sometimes the devil are challenges that we need to overcome. And so he wanted to be mightier than God, and so he was cast out of heaven. So this whole thing of like being unknown to the evil that is around us, sometimes we have to make our way around the devil and understand where our challenges are. And so the devil can be very useful. The devil can also be our lessons in a lot of ways. I'm not saying pray to the devil, or I'm not saying anything like that, because the devil is all kinds of problems. But we're always dealing with the devil, and our anxiety is us interacting with the devil. And sometimes when we have anxiety that is just going absolutely out of control, the devil is going la 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 la. And we're like, ah! But then there's something inside of us that says, pray, have faith. What will happen will happen. Release your attachments to that is plaguing you. There's always this voice of calm when you're anxious, but then we choose, like, la la la, I'm gonna be anxious. I'm gonna call my mom and bitch, talk about how anxious I am and get like really anxious. So sometimes we play with the devil, but maybe it's because we don't know that that's what we're doing. Maybe we don't know that that's what we're doing. Speaking of the devil, Dr. Apolarga Garg 7 may be a special devil that is joining us from the scammer world. So beware if there's a scammer that just joined our chat. You're welcome, willy nilly. Thank you for joining my live. I like these healing lives. When I pull the card and it says like healing, I'm like, oh, we need healing. What is the power force? What do you mean by what is the power force? So you think the devil ultimately just wants to take from you, or at least wants to take you down a bad path, like a path of anti-faith, takes you away from faith. Like, faith. um, I think the devil takes us away from faith. So, so then there's loss, takes joy away from you. Well, sometimes God can take joy away from you. Sometimes God can take joy away from you. Joy or rapture is one of the lower worlds in Buddhism. Yeah, you got to have faith. You got to have faith. But sometimes that faith can be fear. And so maybe that faith and fear thing isn't necessarily the devil. It's just not understanding the hand we're being given, if that makes sense. Like that fear of things being taken away from us can be God's protection. And that fear of losing that attachment to worldly objects can be God. But temporarily, he'll replace it with something else. Yeah, resting fit face. Yeah. Like anxiety or complaining. The devil is complaint. Who says amen? I am a complainer and a worrier, and that is the devil wreaking havoc on my mind. Complaint and worry. And it takes us away from our manifestations, when we're like so fearful and worried, you know? Complaint and worry. Yeah. So then above, so we still have cards. We still have cards down. I love reading cards. Isn't reading cards fun? Above us is the lovers. It's kind of a funny thought. Like we got to share this life, this experience with someone. Maybe the lovers is kind of like our Adam and Eve existence. Us as a couple. The lovers. I wonder what that means. What does the lovers have to do with God? Like our partner, you know? Sometimes we see our partner as our God. Who does that? You know? Who does that? Our partner can't save us. Our partner can't save us. So a lot of people get confused about their love lives. Hi. So a lot of people get confused where we misplace our faith with that of wanting a love life, you know, feminine and masculine in us. Yeah. I mean, right now I have like a pretty good love life going on. And so I'm like really grateful for it. But I know that it's a big challenge and it's been a big challenge for me in my past, has caused a lot of anxiety. And relationships can cause a lot of anxiety. And when we seek our answer in to life's questions in our relationships, we can find sometimes stability. Sometimes we can find stability, but sometimes we can find hell in our relationships as well. Sometimes our relationships are what holds us back, you know. Um Sometimes our relationships are like a big challenge in our life. Very human. Relationships are very human. It's a very human thing. You can't lose your faith. You know, they what do they say? The family that prays together stays together. Is that true? I wonder if that's true. What do you think? So we could go back to that. So just kind of like looking ahead. We get the 5 of cups, which is dealing with loss and facing our fears is complicated, isn't it? Like relationships are very complicated. Relationships are very complicated, especially if we put the relationship above God. Like we can't do that. We can't do that. And we also can't expect our relationships to save us. But it's good to be in a relationship where you know your person's got your back. So these cards, sometimes I like to go a little bit backwards and skip to the end and then skip back. And so basically, um, it says fear of loss. It says fear of loss, and then it says service without getting much back in return. And then it says fear of learning and fear of the messages that we're getting, fearing the answer. And then the end cards are the Page of Wands and Temperance. Ah, just that we learn together. We're all together and we all move forward together. We find balance and we find meaning through connecting to other people, and having conversations, opening up dialogue, having dialogue that advances humanity. We need to have these conversations. We need to have these conversations of like, what the fuck is going on and how can I feel better? How can I get over it? How can I advance my life and advance, how can I advance my life and get out of this place of fear and this place of feeling like life is insecure and scary? It's what we connect with others, we connect with others and we say, hey, do you feel the way I feel? Do you feel the way I feel? Because I feel the way you feel. I feel scared like you. I feel very scared. I feel super fucking anxious a lot, you know? I feel it. I feel myself dancing around the devil and the devil dancing around me and complaining and worrying and going down the wrong path where I'm thinking about what I don't want and attracting what I don't want into my life while wanting to have faith and belief on the other side and praying for that time where I have that understanding that everything is going to be okay and wanting that message that says, hey, it's all going to be okay. But then we got to wait for the message. We got to wait for the message. Like, what's the message? What's the message? I want to know. And so sometimes it means that loss is okay. We're losing things all the time. They talk about the grapevine. At least my mom is very religious. She's very religious. She wants to be a nun. I'm like, okay, mom, you can be a nun. She wants to be a virtual nun. But mood, you're so impatient sometimes. I can be very impatient, very Aries, very Aries. Yeah. Like I want to know that everything's going to be okay. I want to know that everything is going to be okay. And and that's the thing is sometimes we don't know that it's going to be okay. We have to live it one day at a time. And we have to say, well, is today okay? Then you got to stick with, hey, then tomorrow is going to be okay. And we're not going to have to worry about tomorrow until tomorrow. So if you're anxious about losing stuff, you know, have you lost it yet? You don't like change or surprises. I'm kind of in the middle of change and surprises, and I don't like it either. I don't like it either. I'm waiting for a big message. Like, is my life going to be okay? And, you know, I'm dealing with this government appeal, and it's really like getting to me. And, and it's really scary. It's really scary. And so I'm thinking, well, what is this loss? What is this loss that I'm dealing with? And what is it going to look like in the future? And, well, I'm dealing with it now, and I don't know if it's going to change. And so it's like, so then I can try to guess what God has in store. I can try to guess, like, well, is God being abundant? Is God being abundant and giving and forgiving and like all the good stuff? Or is God taking everything away from me? And what is that? That's the devil saying, do you think you know more than God? Like you think that God doesn't have your back? You know? Like why are you worried about it? Why are you worried about it? It's because I want to know. I want to know. I want to know that it's all going to be okay. But that's the thing. That's the blind faith. So then here's the 7 of Pentacles. So it says we're dealing with loss and
everything's gonna be okay. Hey.
I know everything's gonna be okay.
Everything's gonna be
okay. He says everything's gonna be okay. Oh, good night, Helen. You're welcome.
A delicate flower.
So we're dealing with loss and we're dealing with gain. And so right now when things are so insecure, and I would have to say that everybody that is connecting with me is we're all fearing the loss of something. We're all fearing that something is going to go, you know? And I think we also all know that we are all taken care of, and it just depends on like what we're looking. Are we looking at on the positive or are we looking at the negative? And so this card is kind of a funny card. This card is kind of a funny card. The 7 of Pentacles. So service. The 7 of Pentacles is a service card. In like love life, in the love life, it's not a very good card for love life. It's the 7 of Pentacles is where you're tending to the earth and you're not getting a lot back. You're not getting a lot back. And, sometimes I feel that way. I feel like, okay, what am I doing? What am I doing here? They say that compensation, that what we earn in life is what we give. And then what we give is returned to us in equal measure. But it's not necessarily returned to us by the people that we give the service to. So if we give service, we will receive our nugget. I don't know what the word is. Well, if we are of service, we will receive compensation. But it's never reciprocated. But what if it's reciprocated in different ways? What if it's reciprocated in different ways? Like you give and maybe it's coming back to you in another place. Because I feel like I give a lot and and then I see, well, what's the return? What's coming back to me? And but my boyfriend like got me Taco Bell tonight, you know? Like our blessings come from different places and we also are the bearer of blessings. So we bring blessings to others.
Some blessings come in the form of a 5-layer burrito wrapped in its tortilla. Anything at all?
No, I'm good.
All right, pretty
That's the voice of God. He comes in. Can you guys hear him when he comes in? He's so funny. So our blessings come to us, maybe not directly from the people we serve. And sometimes our blessings come in a spiritual way. We say, I am serving man, therefore I am serving God, and therefore I'll have pie or something. Or, like and my blessings will be there for me because I have faith because I'm doing the right thing. And so if we're not doing the right thing, then that's when we get into trouble. But even when we're in trouble, we're still kind of okay, you know? Even when we're doing the wrong thing, we still kind of make it work. Um, but the 7 of Pentacles can, I've seen this as sometimes this is like this can be a card of the cook. A card of the cook. This is kind of interesting. My boyfriend's a cook. He's a very good cook. My blessing comes in the form of a cook. I have a cook who loves me very much, but he's a cook. And so the 7 of Pentacles is someone who is tending this vine, but the vine belongs to someone else, and they're only getting a small portion of what they're growing. And hi, Richa. And so the 7 of Pentacles can be like that person who prepares meals for the sick and needy and gets like minimum wage. They get like nothing, but yet they're feeding many. Like I've understood this card is almost like the card of the cook. And at first you think, well, this person is doing all of this work, but isn't getting anything in return. It's like, but they're getting their return. It's like they're feeding all these people, but nobody's like feeding him, or they get fed very little. And but the benefit comes, hi Ashton, the benefit comes from somewhere else. The benefit comes from somewhere else. So it's like we have to be of service. And so who are we of service to? And so Livy, you said you feel like you give a lot, but you never get anything in return. Like, who do you serve? Like, we serve people at work. We serve people at work, or like sometimes this is the card of going to work, of working for a big corporation and getting just like a small portion of the pie back. How do you feel about that? So, what are our blessings? What are our blessings when we're being of service? And so I think that if we are grateful, if we practice gratitude and name and everybody that's on this live right now, all 6 of you or whatever, tell me 5 things that you're grateful for. Tell me 5 things that you're grateful for. I'm grateful that I have this house, and I'm grateful that oh yeah, we miss out on what we're grateful for all the time, because everything in our life deserves gratitude. Everything. This cup, I love this cup. I'm so grateful for this cup. Look how beautiful this cup is. Is this a beautiful cup or what? This is a beautiful cup. Like, I'm so grateful for this cup. And this tea is so divine. It's so perfect. I'm grateful that I can pay rent in a couple of days. Who's got rent for January? I got rent. I got rent under control. I can pay rent. I can pay all my bills coming up January. January through the middle of January, whatever. I got it. Painful lessons, family, your home, your health, every limb and organ in your body. Home, remaining health, family, food, living in Europe. Dang, you're living in Europe. That's pretty cool. I'm so grateful for this tea and this teapot. I'm grateful for all my technology and that I'm able to go live with you guys. Like, I'm in my office. In my beautiful office. In my beautiful office. Look at this plant. I'm grateful for my office and all my technology, you know? Yeah, you got rent too? Whoop, whoop. Good for you. Who's got rent? Thank you. Your family making money, living to see the next day, winter break. Are you in school? Beware of psychics, angel. They are a scammer. Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. So what so who now who can we be of service to? I feel indebted to all of you, for all of you have joined my live, and some of you have been on this live for over an hour. Like, some of you have listened to me go on and on for over an hour. Like, that's incredible. That's incredible. I'm so grateful that like I'm standing at my podium and that like people are like listening to me. You are allowing me to be of service to you. And thank you, because you're blessing me with all of these blessings. Like, me being here with you is a blessing to me, because you being my audience, you being here with me is giving me blessings from beyond, you know? My blessings are coming because I'm here with you today. And you guys are all blessing me. You guys that have been Livy and Evel, you've been here for an hour and a half. Thank you. Thank you for sending all your Reiki. Thank you for sending your Reiki. We're grateful for you. We're grateful for you. We're being of service. This winter seems to be very special. I'm grateful you're here with us, Wild Wings. You were drawn to me for some reason. You don't know what your spirit angels are trying to show you. Well, what is your anxiety level, Angela Zapata? And we'll try to bring you up to speed. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your anxiety level? Everybody on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like so anxious, like out of control, anxious, and 1 being just like peace. You're an 8. You're an 8. You just came onto this live. Ashton's a 6. Wild Wings a 5. Resting Fit Face, you're still a 10? You're still a 10? Anxiety? Evel's at a 3. Alexis is at a 5. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I would have to say 1 to 2. Like, I'm doing good. If I had to pee, it would be a 3, but I don't have to go. So I'm feeling pretty good. So what are you guys scared of? What is the devil? The devil's in the details. What is that big, scary thing that is so unknown to you? It's the moon. The moon is this unknown. We're unknown. I don't know what it is, and I'm dying to know what it is, but I can't get the right message. I can't hear, I can't hear the message. Like what is that big thing that is unknown? I'm just being silly. So what is overthinking and overcaring? What's the topic? What is the topic that I am very genuine? What is the topic? I love just getting philosophical, It makes me feel better. Beware of Ohos, semi-lore. They are a scammer. The scammer, Ashton, beware of scammers on Facebook. They'll come and they'll say, inbox me for your message, and they're just a scammer pretending to be somebody else. So, overthinking and overcaring. So what's the topic? So you're saying your mom is lying and making stuff up to break you and your fiance up. There are a lot of fake accounts with your now. Tell me about it. There's hundreds of them. Oh, good, Ashton. Thank you. There's there's hundreds of fake accounts with my name. It's crazy. What do you do? Well, let me ask you this. Do you believe? So we're just going to go through it real quick. Do you guys mind if we have a little recap for Angela? Do you believe that God is a loving and forgiving and abundant God, or do you believe God is here to take something away from you? Do you think that God is trying to take your fiance away from you? Or do you believe that your fiance is your blessing and that you just have to go along with what the universe is giving to you and let the universe take care of it? Because it says that the anxiety, oh, that you can be here while you eat soon. Absolutely. Oh boy. I don't really believe in twin flames, but that's okay. So, your anxiety about the situation is the devil, and you just don't know it because you're unaware. You're unaware that your anxiety and you're blaming your mom and you're blaming all this stuff is your anxiety is the devil. It's not your mom. It's your worry, it's your complaining, it's your freaking out. It's you thinking that you know better than what God has prepared for you. And your fiance is not God. Your fiance, like you have like a huge purpose on this earth, and your fiance is your partner, and that's great, and that's great. But your anxiety about the situation is you not knowing that it's the devil fucking with you. Hi, Tina. And so you may be scared of loss, and we're all scared of loss. We're all scared of losing that thing, whatever that thing is. You know, hi Tina. And Livy, what are you overthinking and overcaring about? Is it like a relationship thing or well, the devil can't destroy everything that's good in your life. And and so you're seeing it as if God is taking something away from you, you know? I don't do free readings though. I don't do free readings, but we're doing a collective reading that's bringing down anxiety. And so we can get into your situation, but it's $30 USD to get into your situation. But basically, your anxiety has to do with a lack of faith. A lack of faith. So we have to be of service. And we have to, we go back to this loss. It's like, are we focused on the loss in our life? Are we focused on the stuff that we hate? And are we letting the world drag us down and put us in a dark place that is thereby making us look bad and making us have a bad experience and making our loved ones like tired of us? Because we're complaining and we're worrying and we're out of our minds and all we're doing is talking about our mom all day, you know? Or are we looking for the future and saying, hey, the future is bright. Like we got good things coming? We got good things coming. So we need to be of service. We need to be of service and realize that our blessings come from other places. Our blessings may not come from the people we're serving, but our blessings come from beware, Tina, of the scammers are coming. Scammers on Facebook. Bad boy funds. Bad boy funds is a scammer. Beware. I just blocked him. Like all the scammers are coming onto my Facebook live right now. And that's okay. If you fall for it, I don't know what to say. I just have to pray that people know better. They know. They know that somebody by the name of Bad Boy Funds is probably not the person that's going to give them spiritual enlightenment. I don't know. Would you guys want a reading from somebody named Bad Boy Funds? Yeah, they're just so easy to spot. Okay, Tina. Good, Tina. Would you believe in somebody named Bad Boy Funds has like a message for you that you need to listen to? Oh, Daisy's still here. So we get the Page of Pentacles in our fears. So the Page of Pentacles is fearing the message and fearing learning and fearing getting better and fearing of saying you don't know, of that fear of like being small and of saying I don't understand and I need to be willing to understand and be willing to learn and to be teachable and to say, "Hey, I don't know it all." Like that's really scary. That's really scary. And when we're in a place of the moon of not knowing what's going on, we're also in this place of saying, well, okay, if I don't know what's going on, how can I be curious and kind of allow the answers to come? Fear of the answers. Fear of the answers. What if it means that you have to work? What if it means that you have to, disown your mom? Like, what if it means you have to like move out from your mom's house or something, What do you fear? What is the learning situation that you're scared to do? What are you scared to learn? What are you scared of having to say that I don't know? What are you scared to say that you don't know? Does that make sense? Like, what is it that you don't know that you're scared to say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We try to think that we know it all. Maybe that's that whole thing of us thinking that we know better than God, of like having that faith that, oh, they're going to take it away from us and we're going to lose everything at any time. What is that thing that we have to be scared that we don't know? Did I just lose my views? I'm scared I just lost half the people that were watching this live. That's okay. Whoever's left is the person who's supposed to be here. Says we'll learn. Says we'll learn. We'll get the message. I pray that we understand the messages that are being given to us and that our path is lit and that we know what we need to be taught. I pray, for the resumes I'm sending out. I pray that I can learn what I don't know. Timetables. You don't know the timetable. That's a good answer, Eval. Scared you don't know the timetable. Well, that's the moon, you know. That's the moon that we don't know and that we have to allow faith to take care of. Take care of it. So if we don't know the timetable, if we don't know when, and we have to get to this place. Oh, you're Tina. Oh, you're another Tina. There's somebody else named Tina over here. Um, for getting to this place of I'm Stina, by the way. So Tina with an S. So it says that we're going to get a sign. I don't know, maybe we'll get a sign. Nice to meet you. Maybe we'll get a sign with like a dove with an ivy branch flying over. You know, what was Noah's sign when he knew that he could go back to land? He saw the dove carrying the olive branch. This is a cat, but um what is the sign that we're looking for? I think we need the sign that everything's going to be okay. And that's what I've been praying for, is just that sign that everything is going to be okay. That I get that thing in the mail that says, "Hey, you got this. Everything's fine. Everything's going to be fine. You don't have to ever worry ever again." But we don't get that. We don't get that. We get You saw a red cardinal the other day. I saw a huge red bird today. I saw a huge red bird today in my tree. It must have been a robin. And I saw the fattest robin I've ever seen in my life. It was just this big bird with this huge red belly. It was huge. It's just huge. I don't know why the robins are so big right now. They're just so big. But I saw this bird in my tree and I was just like looking at it. It was kind of like like hidden from all the branches, but it was just this red breast. I was like, "Oh my God, what is this red bird?" But I saw that today and I was like, "Wow, what is that? What is that?" Where do you live, resting fit face? Yeah, I want a sign. Let's pray for a sign. We may not get it tonight, but I just pray for a sign. And what I think is interesting is that I'm the bearer of the sign. Oh, you're in West Palm Beach. I'm from Largo, Florida. So that's on the other side, like by Tampa. I'm in Oregon now, but I'm from Largo originally. I lived there till I was 12. Um, so a sign. So maybe we can all get a sign tomorrow. Just a sign. But yeah, I ask for a sign, and then I do these lives and I realize I'm the sign. I get to be a sign. I get to be a messenger. Like, how cool is that? Like, how cool is that? My blessings may not come from you guys, except for you guys being with me so that I can speak the message. Because as I'm speaking the message to all four of you, or however many people there are here, there's not many people here. But as I'm speaking the message to you guys, I'm giving the message to me. So you guys are giving me a message. We're giving a sign to each other that it's all okay, that it's all going to be okay. And I think we are going to get a sign. We are going to get a sign. And maybe that sign is intangible. Maybe that sign is a good night's sleep. Maybe that sign is that anxiety is a little bit less. Temperance. Temperance is peace. I'm comforting me, girl. and I'm getting to tell you all about it. Because we are all here together, scared about something. We are that collective unconscious, and all of us down here, our consciousness is all collectively connected. And so we are all scared of something unknown and scary, and like something is going to get ripped out of our life at any moment. You know, we're always scared. I'm not saying we're always scared, but we're all connected somehow that something is going to be taken away from us, you know? And says we got it today. We have what we have today. We can worry about it tomorrow. Like nothing's being taken away. We're just are. We're like on Instagram and Facebook and shit. Like we're just like chilling. That's all we're doing. We're chilling, reading cards. That's all we're doing. We pray for a sign, for understanding. I pray for understanding of our situations, that we understand more. So is that a big reading about nothing? That's the reading. Is understanding. As we get understanding, we get our sign. You're going to get a sign that's going to say it's all going to be okay. So maybe anxiety will be a little bit less. So that's the reading. Big reading. What the olive is a good start of a sign. This live. I always feel relieved when I do these lives. Like my faith is restored. Thank you, Evel. I didn't realize you were still here. I don't know who all's here. It says there's only like 3 people in this live, so I don't know who all's here. But this live is a good start to a sign. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't answer free questions like that. Halami. It's $30 USD to get a reading on this live. So well, that sounds like you're in a tricky situation, but I don't answer free questions like that. I don't do that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about and so but what this reading says about your situation is that you may see your boss as God, and your boss isn't God. You need to have faith that the right person for you is going to tell you they love you. You have to have faith that the right person is going to be there for you. And that you'll know. Pray for a sign. Pray for a sign. All right, let me see. How much tea do I have left? Oh, what you're crying for, rest in fit face? How are you feeling? So normally I drink my beverages and get off of here. Why are you sad? Why are you sad? You went from anxious to sad. We got to get you going in the right direction. We want to go back to that cardinal, that sign. Well, it's sad. Yeah. If you're talking about that person, they may be gone. You're always sad when you're anxious. Do you get tired? That's what I do. I sleep. I sleep when I'm sad and anxious. I sleep. It's my poison. My poison is when I sleep. Oh, but you can't sleep. What do you do when you can't sleep? Well, what time is it where you're at? Is it like 3 a.m.? Is it like 4 a.m.? I'm sorry you're sad. Oh. Anxious attachment. When was the last time you heard from him? Aw. You gotta have faith in a higher power that the right person. Oh, so you heard from him today? Yeah. Just have to have faith. Have faith. Well, that was the lovers above. That was seeing the relationship as God, the relationship as the thing that'll save you. You know, seeing our relationships as the higher power. And I'll be okay if the relationship is taken care of. I'll be okay. Hi, Callie. I'll be okay if I hear from him today. I'll be okay. It's actually called it's called attachment panic. It's called attachment panic. Sometimes it helps just knowing what it is. At least in my readings, like when I talk about attachment panic, I feel like at least you know what it is. Did you send me your email address? Yeah, they've been getting later and later, Callie. How are you? The live is dwindling. We just had like a very deep conversation about God and the devil and relationships with God and being of service and getting a message and fearing being teachable. And yeah, I sent out the book today. So send me, so I'm not giving away the book much longer. I just gave it away yesterday. And so everybody that sent me their email address yesterday got the book today. So if you send me your email address tonight, I'll give you the book. But it's kind of a big deal to like get the email address to get, and send it and stuff. So if you do it, then tonight is the last night. But it goes into anxious attachment. I gave away my book for Christmas. Sure. That was, and so everybody that's on this live, I'll extend the offer to you too, since it's just the day after Christmas. Um, that my book is Find Freedom from Love Anxiety and Manifest an Ideal Love. It's like a love manifestation ebook that you can type in and kind of manifest a love that's in harmony with you. It's a book that I wrote, and it's a little ebook, and I was giving it away on my live yesterday. And so if you guys tonight, if you DM me your email address on Instagram, so if you DM me your email address tonight, then I will go ahead and I'll send you a copy of the book. But it's got to be tonight because it's kind of a pain in the ass to like do it. So I got to send it to you and stuff. So I sent it to a bunch of people today. So, but yeah, so if you DM me your email address. But attachment panic, sure, Callie. And so yeah, so you guys, if you want the book, just DM me your email address and I'll send it to you. But attachment panic is when the person that you are attached to, I don't, beware of Andrea 331050. I don't know why they're yeah, good luck with that. Beware. I don't know why this person is calling you dear, but normally when somebody calls you dear, it's a scammer. That's what I have found. So beware, Callie, of this person that is calling you dear. I don't know who they are, and I don't know why they're adding to the conversation in such a weird way. Hi, Isha. So, but yeah, so attachment panic is when you're attached to somebody and when you have an anxious attachment system, when you have anxious attachment, you're attached to somebody and you feel this panic, like right in here when you're not with them. Like you, yeah, it's weird. When somebody says dear, when they say, hey, dear, I saw your picture and it made me want to give you a special message, like scammer, big old Nigerian scammer, beware. Um, so, so with attachment, so you feel panic when you haven't heard from the person. And the thing with people with anxious attachment styles, they tend to be very psychic. And so they've done studies that people with an anxious attachment style can tell when their attachment subject has lost interest in them and has changed their feelings, like maybe even before the person realizes that they've changed their feelings. They've done these tests where somebody with an anxious attachment style can read somebody's face, and they know, you just thought something bad about me. Like they know immediately. They can read, they can tell like somebody's face change, like before like the other person knows that they've had a thought. It's a trip. So anxious attachment style, I feel, are very psychic. And so I know I had this nasty boyfriend, and my boyfriend now, he always teases me about him. But he like would flip on me. Like he was narcissistic, whatever you want to call it. And he would be like, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then all of a sudden he didn't love me anymore. And like I could feel it. Like I'd be like, why don't you like me right now? Like I could tell, like all of a sudden he didn't like me. Like he would just like give love and then just take it away. And it just was like ripping a piece out of me every time he did it. And we like broke up and got back together a million times. Have you ever broken up with this guy, Resting Fit Face? Have you ever broken up with him? Oh, that's a pain. Have you ever broken up with him before? That's a pain. And and so when you have an anxious attachment style, so you guys have broken up before. So when they take their love away from you, you feel it. And oh, so you guys broke up last week. Have you have has this happened before? Like, and you've gotten back together? Like, how many times have you broken up? How many times have you broken up with them? It's a good question. Is this the first time? Well, one thing, a few times. So it's a dicey relationship. So it's really got a toy. It's really toying with your emotions. And so you cry every time you guys break up. But it never lasts because he comes back and then you feel better. And then you circle the drain some more. And then he breaks up again and then he comes back. So, like, how many times are you going to let it circle the drain, you know? Because normally what happens is that you break up and then you get back together again and then you break up again. But the intervals between breaking up and getting back together get shorter and shorter. And so I feel like it's kind of like a basketball that's like you bounce the ball and and then it kind of starts bouncing and then it gets shorter and shorter and shorter. And so that's kind of like you first break up, oh, 16 years. And so when you break up, you start breaking up like closer and closer together and so the anxious attachment, so you have this anxious attachment and so you can tell whenever he wants to break up. Like whenever he's thinking like he wants to take off, so or that he has doubts about the relationship, like you can feel it instantly. So do you feel like he doubts the relationship all the time? Like, do you know what I mean by that when I say that? Do you get like that fear, that panic feeling where you're like, you're doubting us, aren't you? Like, do you get that a lot? It takes space. Oh, space sucks. Space sucks. So it's like fucking with your attachment system. And so you can always tell when they're like losing interest and then you feel bad until they give you interest again. And and so when the and so typically when you're in a relationship, you should feel calm because and here's something that gets confusing is that love is supposed to feel good. You know, love is supposed to feel good. It's not supposed to suck. Like love doesn't feel bad. And so when you're in a relationship where love feels bad and where you're constantly trying to get back to this place of feeling better, couple therapy. Yeah, you wish. If you could get him into therapy, I don't know if she could ever get him into therapy. It's just a boyfriend. But I don't know if couple therapy would work, you know? I don't know if that would work, if that's what you need, you know? It's just circling the drain. So you feel bad, and the only thing that makes you feel okay is hearing from your attachment subject. And so and so that's and so that's the deal is when you're attached to somebody, They're supposed to calm you down. Yeah, he's a narcissist, right. He's supposed to calm you down. Both need a reboot. Yeah, like a new relationship. Um, and and so with the attachment, when you're attached to somebody, they're supposed to calm you down. There's something called the codependency paradox or the dependency paradox, where once you become dependent on someone, because you're kind of dependent on him in order to feel okay. And so you're dependent on him because he's your attachment subject. So you depend on your attachment subject. And so if your attachment subject drops out and you don't have anything to depend on, you go into a panic and then you cry and you can't sleep and you're always upset until you hear from him and then you feel supported again. But that's the thing, is that love should feel good. Your attachment subject should always have your back. Should always have your back. And so if he's constantly dropping out of support, you're feeling freaked out because you don't have that support. You don't have that dependency paradox. And so once you are able to depend on someone and you know they're not going to leave you and just drop out and drop their support and just leave you in a crying heap on the floor, then you can calm down, you can focus on your life, you can focus on your business, you can focus on getting better, you can focus on your health, you can focus on you can focus on what you need to focus on. But while you're doing this anxious avoidant dance where he's like being avoidant, he's like, okay, like I love you and I want to be with you. And then he's with you and he's like, I don't like the way your teeth look, or I have a problem with your house, or I have a problem, like little weird problems, like they don't even make sense, like why he's upset and why he has all these weird excuses. That's an avoidant thing for him, feeling uncomfortable and not wanting to attach, and for him running from you attaching to him. And so it's a so it's like an anxious avoidant dance that you do together. And so when the avoidant, when he starts to disconnect, it throws the anxious person into a tailspin. And so anxious avoidant relationships are just a nightmare. They're just a nightmare, and they just circle the drain, and the avoidant never gets better. The avoidant never gets better. She can do therapy all day long, and that doesn't mean he's going to do therapy. The thing is that he doesn't want to attach, and so he'll find reasons. He'll find little reasons to break up, like over and over and over again, you know, and and so that's why it's good to date people who are secure. We want like secure people in our lives who give us a sense of security. And so when our relationships are insecure, I'm sorry, I don't give free readings, X-Lens. So I don't give cards. He needs a space often. That's because he probably has an avoidant attachment style. And you always know when he's about to take space. I bet you always know, like right before he says, I need space, like you feel it, And you get this sense to say, oh my God, I want to attach to you. I want to attach to you. But you're going away, you're going away. And then you feel this panic as he's like slinking back, like it. And that's the psychicness of the ancient attachments, of the anxious attachment style. They know when their person wants space before their person wants space. It's science. It's a trip. It's a trip. It's all in my book. It's all in my book. Yeah, it's a roller coaster ride. And so your roller coaster ride is called attachment panic. That's your problem. That's why you're sad all the time. Is because you're in an anxious, avoidant relationship and you have attachment panic and you're just freaked out all the time because your safety net is insecure. It's like, and the shitty thing is that because the way the avoidant works, because he's avoidant and you're anxious. So the anxious clings to the avoidant, and then the avoidant has an attachment system as well, but he shuts it down and needs space. So once he starts feeling funny and he can't reconcile his feelings, he shuts down his attachment system and he takes space. And then you're like, hey, support me, love me. You run after him and he says, leave me alone. I need space. You're crowding me out. I can't handle it. And and it's just a nightmare. And so then he takes his space and then he thinks, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I could see resting fit face? Like I kind of miss her. I want to talk to her and, make her laugh, make her smile. And then he'll start thinking about you. And then he'll say hi. And meanwhile, you're just like, ah. And then he'll say hi. And you're like, hi. And you feel good again. And it's okay. And then, it's science. It's science. It's called attachment theory. Um, and so, and so he comes back and it's like he has amnesia, but then he's with you again and you're happy and then you're kind of clinging to him and then he feels like funny. He feels funny and he'll like insult you. He'll say something that kind of insults you. He'll say, I don't like the way you do X. I don't like the way you do Y. Like, I don't like this or I don't like that. And you're like, hey, that hurts. Like, love me. And he's like, you know what? I need space. And then he disappears again. He comes back. Disappears. And so every time he leaves, you freak out because you've lost your attachment subject and you have nothing that's holding you up. And so they say that codependency is a bad thing, but that's actually wrong. With attachment theory, they say that codependency is very important, that we need to have relationships that we can depend on, that we know that the person has our back and they're not going to leave us when we're feeling nutty, that we can be normal human beings and normal relationships that aren't all bouncy and wiggly and woggly, and so when we're in a relationship with somebody who's just normal and who doesn't have this bouncing up and down, can't feel themselves. And so they disappear to forget and come back and then leave and then like, say some bad shit to you and then take off again, it like just leaves the anxious attachment person like anxious. And that's not how we're supposed to be in relationships. We're supposed to be in relationships that are codependent, that we can say, I got you and you got me, and I'm not going to leave you stranded. You may be nutty sometimes, and we can just deal with that later, we can just be together. And then the anxious person is like, oh, I just feel better. Like I don't feel like this yo-yo thing going on. Like I feel like I can just be okay. I can just be sane and not have any problems. And so yeah. And that's the dependency paradox, is when you're in a relationship with someone that you can be dependent on, you calm down, you're not anxious anymore. You can focus on your life, you can focus on your business, you can focus on your life. But if you're in an anxious, avoidant relationship, you're just sad all the time, anxious all the time. And the relationship, the only time that you're happy is when you're with them and not fighting. is when you're with him and not fighting. But every time he's gone, you're always wondering, is that the last time I'm going to see him? You're always wondering, is that the last time I'm going to see him? Is he feeling funky? Is he feeling weird? Should I reach out? Should I do this? Should I do that? Like, you're always second guessing the relationship no matter what. And that's no way to have a relationship, is where you are constantly doubting the other person. You're constantly in fear that you're losing the relationship. And you guys could even be back together and he's just gone for the night and you're feeling anxious, like, oh my God, he hates me. You guys could be back together, and even if you're not in his presence, you're still feeling super anxious. And it's because he's training you. He's training you to be anxious. And I mean, it's like a give and take thing, because the problem with the anxious style is that they're super clingy. And so I'm not clingy. It's like, but then that's like, you're like, is everything okay? Do you not like me? Like, did I say something wrong? Like, what did I do wrong? Why are you being like this? What did I do wrong? And that just makes the avoidant person go, get me out of here. The clinginess. But when you're with somebody secure, you don't have that clinginess. You might have a little bit of the clinginess, and it just works out. It just works out. I'm sorry, Fiza. It's $30 USD to get a reading on this live. I don't give free readings. I don't give free readings. I know people like to come on and ask for free readings, but it's not that easy to just give a free reading, just to like start talking. Like, I see the future and I will tell you everything you need to know right now, this second, off the top of my head. Like, no, I have to like get into your space and ask you questions and stuff like that. Oh, Merry Christmas. Sure. I'm sorry. I don't like it when people like put the quarter in, and just just put out their question before even saying hello. They just like ask a question, like, without like respecting me as a person. Yeah, right. like I'm just like supposed to just start talking. Like, oh. Hi there, Gina. Did you get my email? Oh, okay, no problem. Thank you for apologizing. That's really nice. Normally they just scroll. They don't get what they want, so they go ask another psychic for a free reading. Sure. I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you got it. I hope you enjoy it. So, anyways, Resting Fit Face, that is my, oh good. The second half gets into the love manifestation exercises. It's a really good book. I really liked it a lot. But anyways, Resting Fit Face, that is the story. Sure. So the trick is that you want to be in a relationship with someone secure that gives you that safety net. That gives you that safety net so that you're not feeling anxious and insecure and like fucking crazy all the time. And to find a way to get out of the anxious avoidant dance, because it never gets better. It only gets worse. I mean, people can do therapy for it, but after you've broken up enough times, the guy's just not into it. He's not into, he gets amnesia, but he's just not into like sticking it through. So anyways, if you want the book, you can go ahead and email me or DM me your email address and I'll send it to you. And that's what I talk about And so in chapter 5 I talk about what to do. What to do. Because they say you got to pray. You got to 12 step it. And that goes back into the whole reading thing that we did tonight, where thinking that the relationship is God, that the relationship is going to support you and give you everything that you need. When that's not true. It's your higher power gives you what you need in order to deal with the relationship. So it is late. What time is it where you are, Gina? It's super late. It's like 4:15 a.m. where you are. So you've got to get strong in your mind. That only comes from a higher power. That's 12-step stuff. That's where you have to realize that it's bigger than you are. Your attachment system is bigger than you are. Of course, you think you have to get strong in your mind, but it's not your mind. It's your attachment system. And your attachment system is on a loop. And so you have to hand it over to a higher power and say, I need to step away. I need to step away and allow my higher power to grant me peace and acceptance and give me the courage to be alone. And that's scary. That's when you jump off the cliff and have faith that God is going to catch you. Because this relationship never changes. It only gets worse, and the anxiety, and that's the thing. It's like the anxiety. You think it's love, but it's not love. It's anxiety. It's anxiety. It's not, it doesn't feel good. Yeah. And so you kind of have to like turn it over to your higher power. And so I always say that the spiritual experience is when you don't want it anymore, is where Cardinal, you're right. That's so funny. The red bird. I saw a red bird today. The courage to say, I don't need this. I don't need him to come back to tell me that I'm okay, to then tell me I'm flawed, to then leave again. So I feel like shit. And like, I don't need like this whole cycle of emotional upset and freaking out. And, I don't want to do it anymore. And like getting to that place of saying, nope, I don't even want to talk to you. Like, I'm done. Getting to that place. That takes prayer. And so I always say to go through the first 3 steps. So you say, you admit there's a problem and that is greater than you, and that a higher power can take care of the problem if they were sought. If you ask the higher power to believe that like, okay, I admit there's a problem here. That's first step. I admit there's a problem. Second step is that this problem is bigger than me. Like, I can't, like you're saying, I got to get in control of your mind. You can't control it. You can't control it. It's too big. You've tried to control it. You can't break up with him. You always take him back, and you hate yourself every time. He's like a bad drug. My mom, she always called the guy that I was with. She said he was like a bad penny. He always turns up. It's like a bad penny. He always turns up. That's what she said. And it's true. You always take him back. You always take the bad penny back. and you say, I'm not going to do it next time. I'm going to get away from it. I'm not going to, and so you have to get to this place where you go, you know what? This problem is bigger than me. This problem is bigger than me, and I can't control it. I can't control it. It's too much. It's too much. And and it's step 3, you say, but a higher power is that I could possibly believe that there's a higher power out there. I came to believe that there's a higher power and that he can relieve me from my suffering if they are sought. If I seek the guidance from the higher power, if I believe that there's this higher power that can relieve me of this suffering if they were sought. Like, could you believe that? Could you believe that? So step 2 is like, this is too big for me. I can't handle it. And step 3 is like, yeah, but like maybe a higher power, if like I sought the help of something that is greater than me, to help me out of the situation. Goodbye, Evel. Thank you for joining me. Oh, good. I appreciate all the Reiki energy you sent and for joining the live and for adding so much to it. And good luck to dealing where your hospital is. And I absolutely appreciate you. I go live every night. You're welcome anytime. You're welcome anytime. Thank you so much. And I'm actually going to get off of here too. Get off of here with step 3. But goodbye. I'll see you soon. Take care, Tina. Take care, Tina. So, yeah. So that is my speech for the evening. Sure. So I'm going to start saying goodbye. Goodbye, you guys.